There we go. Um, well, that's interesting. Well, whatever. Uh, I'm sorry I didn't get to talk to James about his AGM. You know, you can charge an AGM very heavily, but you got to be awful careful about overcharging. AGMs have a recombinant chemistry up in the top of it, so that when it outgasses with moderate overcharging, it recombines the hydrogen and oxygen and prevents pressure buildup. But you can overwhelm that if you charge it. In other words, when the battery becomes fully charged, then they will always outgas. And if you don't have a means to detect that, then you can actually pump those batteries. That's kind of dangerous. So uh, so you can charge them at a heavy current, but you've got to have a charger that knows when they've reached their full charge state and then throttle back immediately. Um, a moderate, a moderate outgassing on an overcharge, the chemistry will handle. But if you go too far, then it cannot handle it, and the pressure builds up, and it will. There's an overpressure valve, and it will pop when it does that. But it still is, I think, a messy thing to happen. So anyway, and I think I'll send him an email or at least call him or something and tell him about that. Charging it with a charger like that you don't have any control over the final, it doesn't know when the battery has achieved its full charge state, and so there's a possibility of seriously overcharging it, and when you do, it outgasses. So, and I guess Ron is gone, but Ron, I don't think you realize that they're basically a lead acid chemistry battery. They just they're just between a gel cell and a pre-flooded cell. So, but the secret is the chemistry at the top to prevent the buildup of pressure or overcharging. But you can overdo that. You can overwhelm that chemistry, and then you're at a danger point. So anyway, well, thanks. Now I don't know. I clearly had the wrong token in the email there uh, the first time I did it, but when the next to the last time, I picked the one that ended in the right, and I copied it and I put it in, and I'll be danged if it wasn't still ending in the hotel, whatever it was. So yeah. So my problem was I had too many choices, Carlos. But that's okay. It's working now, so appreciate it. Hey, by the way, uh, that's that's uh, that's a pretty slick little soldering iron. My problem these days, Carlos, is I've got a tremor. Called a central tremor. It's mostly in my right hand, my soldering hand. I can't TIG weld anymore either because I cannot control that tip. And it's the most frustrating thing because for the life of me, you'd think you could, but the fine motor control is simply not there. Now I can run a telegraph key. I'm just fine on a key. I can go, as fast as I want with precision code, and thankfully I can do that. The tremor doesn't seem to bother me there. But when it comes down to putting that tip on something, or a screwdriver, like a Phillips screwdriver or a bottom screwdriver in a hole, good luck, Vaughn. I can. It's a two-hand job. Where you have to do it. It's a daggondest thing because you wouldn't think it'd be a problem. You hold the screwdriver and everything looks fine, but it's when you go to do that. And I've tried to do all kinds of tricky things by holding muscles and getting, and all that. And to a degree, you can make that, but it's awful. So precision soldering. I mean, I used to do, I did everything. I had hot air. I have microscopes. I have everything. And I did a lot of it. But boy, I'll tell you, that's gone. Anyway, that's what happens. Next month I'll make 85, and I'm right on schedule. You know. You know, it's just one of those things. You get older, things happen. So,
We, we just celebrated a 92-year-old here at home. So, you know, it's longevity, longevity.
yeah, yeah. Well, I don't know. 92 seems like a long way away right now. Tell you that. Dave's only what 2 or 3 months younger than I am, so he knows something about this too. And also, right, marching right along with the tremor is that I don't remember very well. So you know, and that is really, I don't think I don't know. I don't know. It is what it is, and we just make the best of it. So
It's called aging. Called aging.
well, they talk about these being your golden years. That's a bunch of crap. Really frustrating. So, but that's what it is. I'm lucky to be here, frankly. That's we all, everything's out there lurking to get you, and then of course over the course of a lifetime, I've 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 had a few skirmishes that could have been serious, but I slipped by them somehow. Not medical, just um, just things. And so if you're able to get, I don't know, I thought this well, that later '70s were kind of rocky. I thought once I made 80, it'd be smooth sailing, and it was for a couple of years. I put a floor down in this place last winter. I mean, I was just running around here getting everything done. And then when I had that COVID shot and I had that bad reaction to the COVID and all that stuff, boy, that really knocked me down, you know. And yeah, that's where it goes. Oh, I'm streaming for Pete's sake. Got to stop that.